There's everybody from last week. I remember you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Anthony Cumia Show. And welcome, of course, to our YouTube viewers. Your free Monday preview show that I give to you out of the generosity that is me. Welcome, welcome. Of course, you can subscribe at a discounted rate if you're one of these fine YouTube people watching. 20% off with the promo code Compound20 here at Compound Media. Thank you. And yeah, we start our Monday, our week. We are fresh into Pride Month. Oh, boy. Isn't every month really the month that all that horse shit is just shoved down your fucking throat? I think so. I don't think you need a special month. Is there anything special about Pride Month that doesn't happen every single day of the year for the rest of the year? No, it's you hear about it all the time. Gays are in the news all the time. Trans stuff constantly with the trans stuff and the drag queen story time and all. It's every day. Oh, it's Pride Month. Oh, what does this mean? Nothing. There's parades that I don't go to. I don't know who does. The politicians put out their posts on various social media about how they support. You have our undying support for Pride Month. Companies, big corporations put out their Pride Month posts with their modified avatars that they changed their logos into like rainbow things to show their undying support for Pride and the gay. Oh, that's right. Unless it's their logo that's going to be seen in Muslim countries, in Islamic nations, then they don't really go with the rainbow logo. It's so fucking funny. They want to support everything. They want to support, Islam and be tolerant and, Palestine. There's so much going on right now. It's crazy. But yeah, they want to support it and say like, love will show us the way, and that's the way, and hate will never get us to where we want to be as society. And then they have to change something when they want to express their adoration, support, and love for the gay community. They can't do it in certain places because they hate and would kill the people in the gay community. Yeah, here you go. This is BMW. Now here, and I guess in the rest of the world, you could see the BMW logo. It's now got the rainbow colors to show their support for gays during the Pride Month. And then in the Middle East, BMW Middle East, not so much rainbow. Not so much rainbow. Same thing, Cisco. Look, they took their little logo, the little bridge logo, and it's all rainbowy to show that they support anal sex, I guess, is pretty much what the whole thing is about. And then Cisco Middle East, we don't really get that much. Bethesda, same thing, rainbow. And then BP, British Petroleum, has a little rainbow outline on their normal logo, and there it is. Visa. Yeah, Visa, the credit company. There you go, very rainbowy. And then in the Middle East, yeah, not so much. They don't really pay attention to that. So it's kind of, I don't know, would you consider it hypocritical? I kind of do. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that there's even a thing, a Pride Month thing. It's a pandering thing that pretty much boils down to if you're a politician or a business that wants to seem like they're woke and they're understanding and tolerant of what's going on these days with marginalized people who, by the way, aren't marginalized, they could pull this out every month and then donate money, show their support, and then they're good people, right? They've done their job showing everyone, look how amazing we are. And it's all bullshit. It's just all total fucking bullshit. Your big Democrat-run cities are the ones that have, they love it. Parades and all kinds of hoopla going on Pride Month. Every day they got something new. I was out in Greenville over the weekend. Some dinner, wonderful. Had a nice lunch and just walking around. The weather was pretty nice. My sister was in from Myrtle Beach, from Dirty Myrtle. Had some business here in Greenville, so we hung out and had lunch together. It was it was amazing, a lot of fun. I didn't see much in the way of Pride Month. A couple, you see a couple of people, a pair of obese women with multicolored hair and piercings, wearing sleeveless T-shirts and hadn't shaved their armpits, things like that. You know, like I don't need a special month to know that that is a lesbian. My friends, I can tell. I have gaydar. You really don't need gaydar for that. But yeah, it's going on, but not at any rate like you see in these giant Democrat-run shitholes cities. So I'm not really getting the full gist. Being from New York and having spent so much time there over the past years, and being right in the city, I've seen a lot of celebrations of Pride, even when it's not Pride Month. I've seen men blowing each other in the subways. That's right. In the subway stations of New York City, even when it's not Pride Month, you can see some real hardcore gay sex going down in the subways, on the streets. You get the homeless, of course, are encamped on the sides of the buildings, on the sidewalks, various sleeping bags and boxes and whatnot. And every so often you walk by and there's a celebration of Pride Month going on. You'll see a man pumping his ass up and down, and man legs underneath with the feet pointing up as the man is pumping. And you just can't help but feel that you're part of Pride Month, watching another man fuck another man up the ass on the sidewalks of New York City. Isn't that what Pride is all about? The freedom to express your sexuality in front of old women, nuns, children, right there on the streets of New York City? Sure it is. Sure it is. What else would it be? What else really is there to be proud of? You have every right that every other American citizen, and unfortunately a lot of non-citizens have in this country. So it's not really trying to gain any rights. You could be proud of that, but everybody's proud to live in a country where you're given the ability to exercise your God-given rights. So they have that. Very good. They, let me see, what else? Oh, they have anal sex. I can't really think of anything else. Any other pride, thing. It is the beginning of Pride Month, so if you can rack up the Dennis Miller and Norm Macdonald bit. It's Norm Macdonald on Dennis Miller telling that just one of the greatest jokes ever told. And it fits so well with Pride because he is saying exactly what I'm saying here, is that I don't really see what the Pride is all about. I mean, heterosexuals enjoy what was considered straight sex. There has never been just a expression from the heterosexual community, don't try to make me say cisgendered, that there is a pride in sticking your penis in a vagina. It's natural. It's the way things were intended to recreate and reproduce human beings. It's pleasurable, indeed. It's used as a show of affection in a relationship between two people, all these things. But the idea that you're proud, I stick my cock in a vagina and I'm damn proud of it. You know, a guy goes outside, there's a pile of wood and some cement and shingles and hammer and nails, and he turns that into a shed in his backyard. And a friend comes over and a buddy of his, and he's got, let me show you the shed. And he stands there. Yep, built that myself over the weekend. And the friend's like, that's a good job you did there. What'd you use? What kind of lumber? Treated? Did you build that platform with treated lumber? Oh, yeah, wouldn't do it any other way. You don't want that rotting out on you. That'll rot out in 5 years. You can't have... He's proud of his work, isn't he? And his friend understands that pride. He appreciates it. Because he knows what work went into that shed that he is so proud of. What work really goes into putting your penis in another man's ass? I don't know. I just don't see that there's much to really kind of be proud of in that. Hey, do it. You do you. Have a field day with that. I'm not saying you can't be your own person. I just can't see the pride aspect. It's called pride. Pride has been taken like gay. Many years ago, gay used to be happy, joyful, a party, gay. You still to this day watch some TV shows and it's hilariously funny when they use the old definition of gay. Oh, we went out last night. What a gay time was had by all. No, we were dancing. Oh, okay. I'm going to have a party, and it's going to be a gay party. No. Happy, fun, gay. They co-opted that word. Now it's just hilarious if you try to use it in that sense. And pride. They're co-opting the word pride to mean I'm very happy with myself for having anal sex. It's kind of, here's this great joke.
People, so they could relate to it.
Yeah, it's warm up. They love that.
And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son." And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, because it's not an achievement, it's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered, I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, at work like they're, hey, Bill, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, a first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh yeah, he loves cock. This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to you.
To watch the maturation of you as an artist.
It's one of the greatest jokes ever told. It's hilariously funny. It takes that turn Just smacks you in the face, and it's Norm telling it in his inimitable Norm Macdonald style. God, so appropriate for Pride Month, because, like I said, what? Where does the pride aspect of it come from? Second, another got a picture of the boy. Oh, it's fantastic. There were a few videos. I got one here of. It seems to be a couple of parents. I don't even try to figure out what the fuck is going on here. I think that the main person talking in this video was a father at some point in this family's life, decided to transition over the past year, and this just means putting on a dress and saying you're a woman. And now he's like all in with pride and they're all morbidly obese, and took the wife, the partner, I can't tell, and the kids to a pride event. And they're very happy to be doing this. And the kids, I don't know, they don't look all that happy in the back seat.
We had a happy first Pride, didn't we, boys? Not first Pride. First Pride is me as trans, but they had a happy Pride, right? Yeah. Yeah? They're tired.
Look at this kid hiding his face.
Pride.
The kid's hiding his face.
Let y'all know.
Zoom in on that. Like, pause it and go to the kid, the redhead in the front, the back seat there. Look at this poor fat little kid. He's like a goth kid. What is he wearing? Like eyeliner or something? I can't even tell. This kid, he's like Vito's son. Like Vito's son from The Sopranos, when Vito was all gay and the son just rebelled and took a shit in the shower. It kind of looks like he could be that kid. He's just mortified. They're making him wear the button. Put these buttons on. Put the buttons on, for fuck's sake. And then the other one in the back with the rainbow fan and all the shit. It's even they know, even this kid at least knows that this is some kind of wacky indoctrination, and he's not happy. He knows this video is going to go all over and he'll continue to be bullied in school because, God damn, this kid could be the smartest kid, the greatest personality, whatever, in school, and is still going to get bullied on aesthetics alone. That's the part of the horror of school as a kid. You're going to get fucking bullied. And now he's got to go, really? You're going to post this? Every kid is going to see it in school, and I'm now going to be not just the fat kid. I have to now defend my last year dad to this year another mom. This poor kid. They really don't think about what these kids are going through. They're so self-centered, so narcissistic. The attention magnifier has to be on them, regardless of who it's destroying on their periphery. They need the attention. So dragging their poor kids to a pride event, and it's your first pride event as a trans person, how much attention do you fucking need? And now you got your little fucking fat son out there, whatever. Can't tell on breast size, that's for sure. Who's now going to be further terrorized from, 8 to 3 p. 3 o'clock, I'm going to kick your ass. That's what this kid hears. This kid is never at a loss for what time it is. If you want to know the time, ask this kid. He is looking at his watch or his phone or the clock on the wall constantly. He knows exactly how long it is till 3 o'clock. He will tell you to the second when 3 o'clock is coming up. Oh, you poor little bastard.
Yeah, tired.
Yeah, we'll continue.
Yes, that's problem.
I'm gonna let you
Go to that thing in the passenger seat. Just go to whatever we're seeing. All right. I mean, is there any part that you want that you don't want to you don't want to confuse people? So every part of your body needs to have something on it that screams, "I am gay." That would be a good clip, right? I'm just yelling, "I am gay." So, again, there you go. Look at the pink hair, the big turquoise glasses, the wristbands, the shirt with the fucking, and this is we call this flatso, people. Flatso. That's when you're obese, but you really didn't get much going, even though you're fat in the breast department. So we dubbed that a flatso on the Opie and Anthony show. All right, continue.
Happy Pride.
Yes, happy Pride. Woo.
I'm going to let you all know, because there seem to be some people that don't like us celebrating Pride. Honey, I'm proud of trans women, and I have to be proud, because often, more times than not, I get ridiculed for being who I am.
What? No way.
I'm going to be proud.
Does this guy get ridiculed, woman? Get ridiculed for who she is? I mean, she's wearing a pin that says she, like most women have to do. They have to go around and wear that. Yeah. Sydney Sweeney. Thank God Sydney Sweeney walks around with a she pin. Or by me, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have any clue. Is that a guy? Sydney Sweeney is so fucking hot. But yeah, that I'd be looking and go, she? Of course she. Of course. The poor kids again. Just this. Look, I grew up in a broken home, as they say, a broken home. My father and mother didn't get along. It wasn't our fault, as they told us many times. I still think it was. But they broke up. The marriage was ended. Dad moved out to California. I lived here with my mom and there in New York with my mom for a while. I lived with my dad for a while out in California, of which many of the fun stories, a lot of the gay stories, if I may use the old vernacular for gay. Many gay times with Richard, my friend in the tree fort. No, I was able to still get Dad. We talked on the phone. Didn't have FaceTime or anything back then, but we talked on the phone. Exchanged I love yous, even though it was gay, the new term, gay. And when I was living out there, I had a dad during my formative teen years. I had a man as a role model, a father. These poor kids just do not have that. And I guarantee there is no one of any masculine personality that they can go to have that very necessary part of a young man's life. Everyone these people are with are gay. And if technically not, I don't know, if for some reason they don't fit the criteria, they are the most feminized men you'll ever see. So they don't get to experience that. And it is necessary in a young man's life to have a masculine role model in your life. They're not getting any of that. They're getting this prancing around douchebag who thought it was more important to garner attention by dressing like a woman than giving their kids what is necessary to raise them properly and make them the young men that they should be, that they should aspire to be, and that's what you get. I will, let me see, Jerky here on line 5 I'll talk to him because I do have a point about obesity and trans people also. Jerky, you look jerky. I don't need to talk to you. What's up, my friend?
Sharky, but close enough. I'll roll with it. So,
Sharky?
I actually know. I actually know quite a bit about these two fat trannies, and I'm embarrassed to say I follow them like it's my job.
Ooh.
So the deal with them is so the couple, the wife, who's apparently a 600-pound life candidate,
right.
She went to Mexico and got a gastric bypass surgery, and the dude now is actually getting the same surgery, and arguably he's maybe 30 pounds overweight, 40. But he's going for the gastric bypass. They're on TikTok almost nightly with a live stream. I mean, talk about narcissism.
TikTok.
I mean, this is their job.
So they're internet influencers, and this is how they make their money. And
yeah. I'll go as far as I'll give you their Instagram handle only because the hateful comments are just priceless. It's
cool.
That one couple who walks, all spelled out on Instagram.
That one couple who walks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's walking on the daily to slim down, of course. And so this is post-surgery. Oof. So you're seeing her after the surgery. I mean, she's actually a lot better than she's been.
Wow. Are you kidding? Really? Okay.
Yeah. But
do we have anything on here of the guy before he decided to transition?
That I have not, but I'll tell you what, any doctor who would sanction a gastric bypass for someone who's 30, 40 pounds over should be locked up themselves. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, you're there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it doesn't take my guys long, my friend.
Yeah. Enjoy the comments. Spend some time with that on your downtime.
I will. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the heads up, Mr. Sharky Jerky. Yeah, this is there's something. Here's the thing about obese people and gay or trans obese people. Obese people tried to get this tolerance and acceptance thing just for being fat. It didn't work out very well. People would make fun of them. They wouldn't tolerate them. They could make fun of them with impunity. It's not like anyone from the fat lobby is going to get on you for being fat phobic. Fat phobic sounds funny. It doesn't even it doesn't conjure up any fears that you'll be canceled for making fat jokes and things like that. So I think the fat people realized, hey, what the fuck? You know, minorities got their thing going, gays got their thing, and now all the offshoot of gay is getting all their stuff, trans and queer and gender neutral and all. They're all getting their stuff, and the fat people are like, what is this? I'm fat for a reason. I have psychological issues that force me to just eat and eat till I gained all this weight. So I have some mental issues. I need attention, positive attention, and I'm not getting it. So they go, oh, I can be fat and gay. I could be fat and trans. And the trans part is a shield, a very giant shield to block my obese body from any of the abuse. Because now they could go, no matter what they say, hey, you're fat, hey, you're transphobic. That's now their way to defend themselves, and they're now getting all that attention that they wanted as a fat person by being gay or trans. So it really is brilliant if you can see it in the narcissistic, selfish, self-centered way that they are thinking by just throwing away anything around them. Now forcing their kids to be brutalized and tortured by bullies like you were by being a fat kid in school, perhaps. Now by having, that father. I'll tell you, kids are very judgmental. And I don't care what they've indoctrinated kids to think these days and what they believe that our younger generation are much more tolerant of gay, queer lifestyles. And kids are kids. They just have this built-in need and ability and talent to bully, to shit on other kids and be mean to other kids. That's what they do. And it's almost a way to get yourself ingratiated into certain groups by shitting on another group of people or person that you don't even really have a problem with. But I'm going to do that because that'll get me in with this group. That's just, a lot of adults kind of maintain that ideology as they get older. But kids, it's just inherent in them. It's part of the growing up process to go through that. So, fat kids are going to be ragged on in school. It's just what's going to happen. Gay kids, they get ragged on in school. It's just what happens. And your parents are very much a reflection on you in school. If you're the kid with the old parents, it's terrible. You get that horrible embarrassment feeling. You don't want the other kids to know, so you don't invite kids over your house. If you have a retarded brother or sister, you get bullied for that. There were a lot of things kids would bully you for in school. And I don't mean literally have to walk up and punch you in the face, although there's plenty of those bullies, but just the taunting and the jokes and the not being allowed into the group because you have something going on. Let me tell you something. When I would go to the father-son school event, every year they would have in elementary school, I guess it was fourth or fifth grade, there was the father-son breakfast. And all the guys, all the boys, this was great. You're able to divvy up. Like girls don't give a fuck about the girls. The guys would bring their dads in to school in the morning. And the entire cafeteria was opened up for just the boys and their dads. And they'd all sit at the tables and talk. The dads are all talking shit to each other and bitching about the wives and the blacks or whatever it was. And the kids are sitting there and they would have eggs and bacon and stuff and orange juice for everybody. And the kids would be proud of their dad. If your dad in that situation told a funny joke or looked cool or had the gift of gab or something. And every kid, by the way, had something they were proud of their dad about. So it didn't matter if, your dad might have looked a little nerdy wearing glasses or something like that. Something your dad did, you were proud of. And he would express that in that setting because it's a guy. And you're in a room full of guys. You're going to, try to alpha a little bit. And all the boys, the sons, would just watch and be like, this is so fucking cool. My dad. Proud. That's pride, motherfuckers. And I was really proud. My dad was badass. He was a private investigator at the time, so it was just awesome. Carried a gun, which is great, And he could talk shit with the dads, And every time one of the dads was talking, all the kids would look up, and they look at another dad, and what are they talking about? This is fucking awesome. These kids aren't going to have any of that. All they will have is abuse because any parental thing that goes down at school where this has to show up as your parent, you are just fucked as a kid. You're fucked as a kid. Maybe literally at home. But this is, there it is. Trans meatloaf shows up. Transloaf is your fucking parent at school. No consideration is given to your loved ones, your children, when you decide to do something like this. It's just like a dad, let's take the femininity out of it. Let's take the part out of it where you could be accused of homophobia by bringing up that the kids are going to be bullied because dad looks like this. It's the same type of irresponsibility and not caring about what your actions do to your children as it would be if you had a macho dad that decided to suit up and fight in Ukraine. Yeah, I feel like I should do this. I have a personal feeling that I want to go over there and defend Ukraine and really put my money where my mouth is and go over there and do it. It's like you have a family. What are you doing? You have a family. You're acting very irresponsibly. You're going to hurt your family by doing something like that. You have kids and you decide to drive drunk with your kids in the car. What are you, a fucking animal? That's hurting your family. It could physically hurt your family. Yeah. This is, you're putting your own, well, I figure this, I don't know, I don't have kids, but every parent I've seen always says that once you have a kid, your own life becomes second. It's second now to your kids or kids. And everything you do from that point on in your life, you put your kids' interests first. And think, will this be good for my kid? Will this be harmful to my kid? I feel I'm a woman trapped in a man's body. Well, you better keep that fucker locked down, at the very least, until your kid's 18, maybe even out of college at that point, has a life and maybe even a family of their own. Then you could go off on your kick of dressing like a girl and getting fat cocks in your ass. But, you're supposed to take your child's best interest to heart, and dressing like this and going out in public with your child is not a good way to put your child's best interests first. Pride. You're proud. You get the fuck out of here. Just shut up. Let's see. Oh, my God. Jonathan on line 4. Jonathan, what's
Anthony.
up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I guess the question is more based on context, but back in the Capistrano days, or the Dragon Wagon Jeep kind of days, your dad sat you down and told you in a very serious manner, Anthony, I'm trans. How would you react? What would you do?
I can't even fathom that without laughing, because it's so out of place. So a lot of comedy comes from an image or somebody saying something that's so out of place that it hits some type of funny nerve in you and becomes funny because it's so completely out of the realm of possibility. And my father sitting me down, having a sensitive talk about how he has come to the conclusion that he is a woman in a man's body and he's trans and he's going to start transitioning, and it just I only can laugh because it's so fucking funny. But back then, back in the mid to late 70s, early 80s, I could not see my dad as anything but a very macho guy. That's who he was. That's the only person he ever put out to other people. If there was some type of latent tranny hiding in there, boy, he did one of the greatest jobs ever of hiding it until the day he died. I didn't even know what a transgender person was. I knew what were called trannies were. And that was, a mentally ill person that dressed as a woman and went out, and it was it always involved some debaucherous sexual activity and whatnot. They were stars of very niche fetish porns and things like that. But no one just turned into one. Like the neighbor, Bob, that lived next door, didn't become Barbara overnight and then was able to explain to the neighborhood what happened. That would have been a person like, oh my God, get this person to a mental hospital. They've gone batshit crazy. Oh, the poor kids. So there wasn't even a concept of it. Never mind trying to imagine. I'm happy in a way, but sad in a way that my dad passed away before all of this that we see in 2024. Because I would have loved to have seen his take on modern society. But in a way, I'm also glad he never had to see it and see how far we've slipped as a civilized society. Very cool.
There.
Thank you. Thank you for the laugh, Jonathan. That's a very funny thing to conceptualize.
He was one to conceptualize when he was showing you and Joe how to shower. That's when he comes out.
Oh, well, yeah. You know, that's crazy. But Joe Biden and his daughter showering, that's nuts. Oh, I didn't like that at all. Here's how you shower. You're pissing. It's water. Yeah. A memory I would like to repress, but it's already out there. Thank you, Jonathan.
All right, take it easy.
Awesome. Very good. Yeah, that's just, that's crazy. So, you know, you got to think of the kids. Pride Month. You want to, dress like a woman and shake your shit out there and dye your hair rainbow and, take hormones, cut your balls off, whatever, you're not, if you're a parent, if you're a dad doing this, God damn you. You really have screwed the pooch there. Speaking of gay, oh God, there's this Harry Sisson kid. I swear this guy's a work. He put out a tweet today about how Dr. Fauci is an American hero. And thank you for all he's done. He puts out shit. He's a shill for the Biden administration. I believe he's paid just to, or even not paid by the administration, but he's making so much money on Twitter, just, like I do with the black people. I make a shitload of money by tweeting about black people. He tweets about how awesome Biden is. And it feels like satire when you read it, because we all know the truth. And when he tweets stuff like President Biden is the sharpest, best chance for this country. He's a wonderful president. And you're like, come on. We see you're a young guy and you're not seeing this. So I think he's a work. But he does it so incredibly well that he's an asshole. You're just like, oh, I fucking hate this kid. He's a fucking asshole. Here he is. And again, I hearken back to my youth. When I was the age that this guy is now, we were, like I said, drinking whiskey. Me, Joe Curry, Frank Bush, all of our friends. Chauncey, my brother Joe, all of our friends out in the woods. We to grab some logs and we made a thing in the woods in Elwood called the Corral. And it was a clearing in the woods, and it was a triangle shape of logs. And in the middle was a campfire. We'd light a fire and forage for wood, light a fire, and just sit there and sip out of a pint of Jack Daniels, drink some beers that we had, smoke cigarettes, maybe a joint, and talk about girls and cars and, shit on each other, a little busting balls. That was great. By the way, there was never any physical contact between me and any of my friends, or any of my friends and each other. Never. I'm talking handshakes. That's all you'd get, a handshake. Not the push-in bump, not the hug. There was a handshake. One of my very good friends, Dave, when his father died, I went to his dad's wake. So sorry, Dave. No tears, a handshake. There wasn't and I do that now. Look, I give a hug. I get, as an adult, I guess. Times changed. I don't feel like that's as gay as I would have felt it was back in the late 70s at the corral. I didn't want to be around a campfire in the woods hugging my friends. Just didn't happen. Just didn't happen. But that's just how we were. There wasn't any contact. We were guys. We thought the world of each other. We depended on each other. Probably even loved each other in a way. Never said that. Oof. What are you, gay? Oh, never. But, that's how you dealt with things. That's how that's how you were a young man back then. But here is Harry Sisson and his friend making a little TikTok video. And, if a video of you ever got out like this, first of all, there wasn't video, a still picture of you ever got out like this back when I was growing up and passed around the school, your life was over. You were done. And now they just post them as, please look at this. I want as many eyes on this as possible. Look at this.
Summer after high school when we first met, we make out in your Mustang to Radiohead. And on my 18th birthday, we got matching tattoos. Used to steal your parents' liquor and climb to the roof. Talk about a future like we had a clue. Never planned one day I'd be losing you. And another life, I would be your girl. We keep full of promises, yes, against the world. And another life, I would make you fly back.
What the fuck was that? It's so alien to me. Look at me. I remember my days of my youth. My good friends. This was out of the question. This was never, ever going to happen. The only time you moved to any music with your friend, one was tapping your foot. You're drinking some beers. There's some fucking, Skynyrd playing. And you tap your foot or you bounce your head. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah. I like this. That was it. That was it. Actually, my friend Joe Curry got his name that way. Everyone was hanging out in the barn, it was called. And that was Chauncey's garage. It was called the barn. Cement floor, workshop. You could bring a car in there and work on it. Because that's what guys did. They didn't dance around like that. So, and some music was on, some good 70s rock music of the day. And Joe Curry, who has incredibly giant feet, was tapping his foot to the music. Yeah, you'd sit there, tap, smoke your butts, drink your beers. And he's tapping his foot. And Chauncey looks over and goes, "Hey, Joe, when you tap your foot, the dust comes out like when you drop a plank." Plank foot. 40 years later, more than that, 45 years later, he's still plank foot. That's how shit happened with guys. Looks like a plank when you drop it. Plank foot. It did. He tapped his foot and the dust did these little vortices around the top. Drop a plank on a garage floor. That's exactly what's going to happen. A banana, Chauncey. A banana. Taken from us many years ago. Way too soon. Motorcycle accident. But, that's what our buddies did. The idea of dancing on video with my buddy Joe Again, it conjures up a funny scenario because it's so out of the realm of a possibility. Yeah, that's Harry. He's you could follow him on Twitter. Like I said, it's got to be parody, but he's living his act. He's living his act. So he's got to put out videos like that. Yeah, what else we got here? The yeah, again, the men. Alex Jones. He's been putting out sort of this cryptic, vague statement on various social media platforms about the federal government coming in to shut down Infowars. Infowars is his unbelievably popular platform that he put together many years ago, which a lot of people like to say spews conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, most of these things, when investigated and enough time goes by, you realize he was right. Everything, even fluoride turning frogs gay, turned out to be right. Incredible. So he's been on of late saying, and some of his supporters and people, that the government wants to shut down Infowars. Now, I don't know whys. I don't know the whys or hows of this. From what I could get, just a dribble of information, I think it would be based on seizing his assets, because he owes $1 billion for doing a podcast about the school shooting, and they now want to confiscate his assets to start paying off that debt. Well, who's that going to? Like, where, the families? I don't know. So that's kind of what I imagine this is about. But to have the government come in and shut down something like that would be incredibly outrageous and not a good thing. So Alex was on talking about it. And Alex, as we've seen in the past, a great showman. I love Alex. Anytime I'm down in Texas, I usually get a chance to see him. We talk, have a good time. I've done Infowars many times. I hosted it. I hosted like the final hour of his show once a week for quite some time. And I love the guy. I think he's got this and had this podcast thing down for many years. It's amazing how long he was able to, how long ago he was able to put something together and do this before other people actually did it. But he gets very emotional. He is a showman. I know that much. And I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like seeing this. Alex crying.
I gotta beat these people. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight. These people hate our children. Just take more calls. Go ahead and do the next person.
I don't like pissy-eyed Alex. I don't like seeing pissy-eyed Alex. No one likes seeing a grown man cry, especially with his oldie-time Civil War facial hair. And I don't know. There's no tears. I mean, let's be real here. And we've seen him do stuff like this before. But why would you do this? No one wants to see Guy cry face. Guy cry face.
I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but it's been a hard fight. These people hate our children.
No Alex. Then he pulls it together. See, I think that's supposed to be the you gotta, I don't know. Is there an instance of a very manly man, even in a movie, crying where it's appropriate and not degrading, like maybe a single tear or something really bad? Oh, okay, all right. And even in this, it was kind of crazy, but at least there was a reason for it. One of the sloppiest crying scenes in cinematic history goes to Russell Crowe in Gladiator. When Russell Crowe comes up to his estate and sees the hung, raped, burnt bodies of his son and wife, he goes into a cry. He's drooling, snot's coming out of his mouth. A spit string connects between his dead wife's burnt foot and his mouth. Sloppiest cry I've ever seen. Look, snot. I guess that was the end of it. Yeah, you gotta get when he comes. Here you go. Look at the spit. It's like Stuttering John. Okay, I remembered him being more babbly, like, but I guess not. It was done very quietly. The spit took the place of the tears because they didn't want to weaken, Spaniard there and make him look weak by blubbering. Okay, a blubbering cry. What's the worst blubbering man cry in a movie? Feel free, Garrett and Drew, if you have any ideas. And our callers, look, I'm doing a topic. I'm doing a call-in topic. This is crazy. It's almost like I've been doing radio since I was 18. This is a hacky radio topic. Hey, everybody, we're taking your phone calls right now. We want to know what you believe is the most blubbering cry you've ever seen in cinematic history. Of course, this, too, is sponsored by Fandango. Get Fandango movie tickets. Okay. Go to Dwayne. Go to Dwayne on line 4. Dwayne, who do you think cried and really made an ass of themselves, if I could use the word ass? Oh, don't use that language. I'm sorry. An ass of themselves in movies crying.
Robert De Niro in Deer Hunter. That scene at the end when his friend killed himself, was doing the cockfighting or whatever, the six-finger roulette or whatever.
Nikki, don't do it, Nikki. Yeah. That might have been pretty.
That was a deep cry, and that was he was a really masculine dude in that movie, and it was awesome. That was not awesome, but it was a crazy moment.
He was a very masculine guy in that shit. Oh my God. Thank you, Dwayne. Here's a. Mao! All right, that's pretty good because, De Niro, especially De Niro back then, very macho guy, all of his movies, to see him, busted up like that. And, it's his buddy, so pretty bad. But I don't know. You might have a hard time topping what Leon in the Bronx has, because I've seen this so many times, and it is, I can't think of a worse crying scene than this one. Leon, what's up, my brother? Leon. There he is.
The
What's
Rocky
up, bro?
III cry is quite possibly the worst thing I've ever seen. Not only did he get the living shit beat out of him, then you got Mickey dying, which they completely just let Mickey die, just leaving him on the floor instead of just taking him out into the hospital or something like that. And then he comes back, and then after getting your face beat in by this big black bruising motherfucker, you got to sit there and watch this old man die slowly. That cry was the worst.
No oxygen. He's got no oxygen. They're not doing any chest compressions. They're not doing nothing. They just let him die in the fucking the stinky locker room.
A stinky locker room, yeah. Like, it was the worst. To this day, I'm 44, and I still watch Rocky 3, and I got to kind of, like, skip past that scene because I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, that's the worst way to die.
And you can say...
With his old swole-up eye, just beats a living tarnation, and then this old man just... like, oh, Jesus Christ. That's the worst cry in masculine man history. I don't know any better.
Let's bask in a bit of Rocky crying over Mickey's death. Here we go.
Look at this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It kills me every time I see that.
Every time. Every time, Leon. That's a good one.
Yeah, brother.
That's a hard one to beat. Thank you, bud. Okay, Zobar might have one. Hey, Zobar, we're looking for the worst cinematic prize from a man that you've ever seen. Hey, don't step on me while I'm front selling your call with the topic again. I have to keep telling the topic for new listeners that come in. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Zobar, what's up?
That's almost as bad as having a radio on. Man, that's a tough one. Leon, I think, hit it out of the park with Rocky 3. I forgot about that one. How about Harvey Keitel when he's in the church in Bad Lieutenant?
Bad Lieutenant. First of all, let me tell you something. Harvey Keitel has cried in a couple of movies, and he has one of the worst. I hope this isn't the way he really cries in real life, because on screen, his cries are... It's so fucking bad.
But he's sitting while he's crying.
Yeah, let's watch this one. Yeah, it's constipation. It's constipation.
Yeah, he's got a bad roid up there.
A roid. He's pushing too hard.
He's blowing a roid.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen Harvey Keitel cry. It's not a pretty sight. Very good.
That's a great
Mr.
movie, though.
Thank you. What do you like to hear? We'll play a twofer for you. Oh my God. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Nate on line 3 has a cry story. Okay. Nate, what's up?
Hey, I remember one time I heard Greg Hughes cry that you didn't come to his house, and I just wanted to reiterate that one to you.
That I never came to his house. I know. I never got him a wedding gift. I never...
Not a movie cry, but still multimedia, right?
I hear you. All right, Nate, thank
Have a good
you.
one.
Yeah, I told the story before, but my dad, I saw my dad cry once, and it was tragic. Like, I still remember it. It's terrible because, again, my dad was just the epitome of the 70s man, the man, and it was probably 72 around there. Maybe 71. I was maybe 10 years old. And my dad had a Pontiac GTO, I think it was. Was it GTO or a Le Mans? No, it was a Le Mans. He had a Le Mans. Orange, fucking nice. Great car. It's like dad driving detective, a private eye, not detective, driving his fucking, it was like a Mannix. I always thought my dad was Mannix. And it seems that the carburetor burst into flames there, and he was trying to put it out, and he was burning his hands. So he burnt his hands. He drove over to our house. He wasn't living there at the time. They had already been kind of separated. And I heard him come in. It's like, well, this is weird that, Dad's showing up today. And And I heard him and my mom in the kitchen, and they weren't yelling at each other, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I peek around the corner, and my mom is kind of running the water and holding my dad's hands under the cold water of the sink. And I went like, Daddy? And he turned around to look at me real quick, and I saw pissy eyes. My fucking dad had pissy eyes, tears, as he's just like, "Ugh." And then he was able to muster up, get out of here. Like he yelled at me to get out of there because he knew how bad it would have been for me to see him crying. Ugh, never mind in a dress for Pride Month. Yeah, that just, oof, that would have been terrible. But yeah, I saw him cry then, and it's stuck with me forever. I mean, how many moments just come and go? You don't even think about it, and the imagery and the sounds. You remember everything. That quick look around, Daddy, and then him going, get out of here, and moving away. And I remember it vividly because it was traumatic. You don't want to see that. What happened? The first sledgehammer swipe at that giant marble statue base. That was the first pang, and just watching some gravel shoot out. The first one. You're like, what? Wait. Wow, that can't possibly be. But it was. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. John, line 4. We're looking for the worst cinematic crying by a man. It's like an Oscar. It should be an Oscar category. Oh, guys, it's not going to be an Oscar category. Shut up, you literal bitch. All right. Well, who do you think is the worst cinematic cry in film history?
So some good ones were given, but how about Gomer Pyle in Full Metal Jacket being beaten with the soap?
Ow. His ows. Ow. Ow. Who actually says ow? No, or ouch. No one says it. It's like a cartoon. If someone gets hurt in a cartoon, the little bubble says ouch above them. But in real life, you don't go ouch, ouch. And Private Pyle, of course, we all remember Private Pyle wasn't doing his part for the platoon. And they gave him a blanket party and beat him with bars of soap in pillowcases. And his crying was quite pathetic. But he got his. Let's see that one. If you can fire that up. There we go. No, this is how he got his vengeance. Here you go. Oh, it was in towels. Yeah, the bars of soap in the towels. Oh boy, buffering. Here you go. Oh no, it's like right here. Yeah. Here they go. Oof. The music is fucking great, isn't it? It's just that little very quiet. Stupid Private Pyle. Just a bad dream, fat boy. Why? You gotta ask why? Because you are a disgusting fat body. Do it.
Ow. Remember, it's just a bad dream, fat boy.
Yeah, look at him.
Ow.
Ow. Yeah, that's great. Great movie. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Like the wet, teary eye thing. That's kind of what I'm imagining, and I'm trying to think of it. The wet tears, the fucking sniveling, crying. You need like a combination.
I have another one if you want.
Yeah.
What's his name from Reservoir Dogs?
Harvey Keitel again?
No, who was it? Was it Chris Penn, the cop?
Yeah.
Marvin Nash, wasn't he like crying during that scene?
Oh, well, Marvin Nash was more just liquid leaking out of every pore in his body. Yeah, he was crying, but he wasn't. He was pleading for his life more than crying, kind of a thing. So I'll give it to Marvin. I give Marvin Nash a pass on that one. All right, well, that's enough anyway. We did our radio bit. That's good. We could clip that, and I could send it off to radio stations if I want to try to get a real radio job. They'll be like, wow, this guy does topics and can talk to the audience. Can you spin records, Anthony? Hey, we looked you up on Google. Hey, how about no? Okay, yeah, Alex Jones. That all came from Alex Jones crying, which, of course, we don't want to see. Women, now women. Now I'll get on women. Men with your pissy fucking crying. Women have obviously gotten a lot of these spots in jobs, that should primarily be guys. And we see it all the time. I talk about police and firefighters are the number one. Like, what are you doing? Why the fuck are you letting a woman in this when she can't carry as much as a guy can? And they just don't have that aggressive nature that a cop needs in those situations that need, you need to be physical. You need to be assertive and aggressive to control the situation. They just don't. They don't have it. Sorry. I knew a girl, though, and she was, yeah, I know. A girl, shut up. Those aren't the ones getting the job. Little Hispanic women. Little round Hispanic women are NYPD now. So, it's not a lot of them that are stronger, faster, more aggressive. So we have, where's the actual story? Yeah. Those are bad because they could hurt people. Then there are the ones that are just bad because they just don't work. And I'm sorry, color commentary on for sporting events needs to be a guy. Guys have the voice, they have the ability, they have the interest in the sport itself to give that bit of passion, and it doesn't come off as fake. Yes, they say things in a way that you have to because you're a professional broadcaster, but they also say it in a way where they know the game. They're passionate about it. They perhaps played the game. You get a lot of these sports stars that go into broadcasting afterwards because they are very familiar with the game. Women, again, not so much. And when they started putting women on the football sidelines and the guys would have to go down to the woman and she's talking about the game and you're like, who told her this? She's reading it off a card. She looks stupid with the microphone up to the big football player. But that didn't stop them. Now, to listen to a woman actually calling a baseball game, this is fucking painful. First of all, if you notice her voice, she almost sounds like she's trying to be Joan Jett or a singer with the raspiness to make it like she's trying to masculine up her call. She's trying to make it sound more manly by rasping her voice up a little bit. Well, if manly is the good thing, then why are you there at all? Why not have a man do it? You want it to sound masculine, then get a guy. You sound ridiculous doing that. You sound like Pat Benatar. You're not sounding like a dude. Play this. It's terrible.
I didn't know if that was her, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might be. But that one, no, that's the one I mean anyway. I thought it was the same clip. But do you hear? Boom! She's trying to rasp up her voice, and she's taking it down here instead of like, hi guys, because it's supposed to sound masculine. It's a man sporting event. There isn't one woman out on that fucking field yet. So it's supposed to sound kind of masculine. And that's what she's doing. But again, why even do it? Why not just have a guy do it? She sounds ridiculous, by the way, trying to get all, like one of the guys. If this bitch was at a party talking like that, everyone would walk away from her. What are you doing? You putting on a little act for us? You play acting? You cosplaying? You LARPing a dude? Is that what you're doing? Women should just not be color commentary for sporting events. Do you have maybe that one or another clip with a woman doing? I should have pulled more because it is just terrible.
Hey Siri, it's not your night. I'm feeling Mason Miller might have some payback.
Okay, pause for a minute. So the guy's name is Siri, and boy, was she waiting for that one. Was she just waiting to use Siri? Hey Siri, like you're talking to your phone. Hey Siri. There it is. Siri just came on. Shut up. Get out of here, dumb. Yeah. So it's like, oh, what could I do? What could I do with his name? Let me think. Oh, I'll do the Hey Siri thing, and that'll be cool. People think I'm a good announcer. Oh God, get out of here. Let's hear it again.
Hey Siri, it's not your night. I'm feeling Mason Miller might have some payback.
He barely waited for the ball to get into the glove.
Did to the A's yesterday. 0-1, and that's launched towards left field, and the payback comes at the bat.
Not his night, huh?
Siri.
Not his night, huh? Hey Siri. Yeah, thank you. Stupid phone. I never use Siri, by the way. Yeah, we don't need that. Just to the side, we don't fucking need that. Zobar's combining two worlds here. Two breaks. Combining the two breaks.
Twice.
Yeah,
I have
what's
one
up,
worse
man?
than that. Susan Waldman, the voice of the Yankees with, what was his name? John Sterling. Radio
John
Kryptonite
Sterling, yes.
together. Susan Waldman welcoming back Roger Clemens.
One of the greatest sports moments, by the way, not only for the Yankees, but for the Opie and Anthony show. This was one of the greatest, bits, discussions, conversations with Jimmy about Susan Waldman and Roger Clemens when Roger Clemens came over to the Yankees. Susan Waldman with that horrible Boston accent. This is great.
Roger Clemens is in George's box, and Roger Clemens is coming back. Oh my goodness gracious! Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen, Roger Clemens standing right in George Steinbrenner's box, announcing he is back. Roger Clemens is a New York Yankee.
Roger Clemens is a New York Yankee. He's in George Steinbrenner's box. Oh,
the only broad I wish cancer had actually gotten.
That was so fucking funny. If you get a chance to listen to the O&A take on that audio, Jimmy is hilarious. Just fucking destroys her, and it's hilariously funny. So if you get a chance, find that on YouTube. Thank you, sir. That's very funny. Very funny indeed. No, sorry, guys. We're done with our topic. We're done with our little crying cinema topic. I won't go back to that. We've already given away the prize. Thank you. We have a winner. 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 We just have to do that to the phones after there was a contest, because all the contests that we'd want. We had to do breaks, especially at WAAF. Me and Opie had to do breaks between songs and shit. We didn't have a lot of time to talk. It wasn't a talk show. So we had to record a lot of stuff and then play it like it was live during the little amount of time that they let us talk. So if the phone lines were packed with these contest pigs that just wanted to win something and the prize had already been given away, and they were still jamming up the phone lines, we were potentially losing out on a good break, we would just do that. AF got a winner. AF, we got a winner. AF, we got a winner. And just hang up. And you'd hear him go, AF, and we just hang up on them. A little behind the scenes radio. I've been doing it since I was 18. Oh, this was a topic that I covered. I posted it. I think it was during one of our free broadcasts on YouTube. Thank you. 20% off with the promo code compound20 for you people watching on YouTube. I dismantled Chris Cuomo. See, Chris Cuomo talking about COVID and ivermectin, and this hypocrite, when he was on CNN, was one of the guys that was goofing and making fun of and calling them conspiracy theorists, people that were doing ivermectin. And now that he doesn't work there and had COVID, and he's taking ivermectin and talking about how awful it was that this wasn't something that was promoted more, and that it was actually bashed by doctors and science. It's like, you, Chris. And I had said this on my show, but I didn't have Chris Cuomo in front of me like the great Dave Smith has in front of him during this clip. Of course, Dave from the Legion of Skanks guys, the smart one, we call him, the smart one from Legion of Skanks. And he interviewed Chris Cuomo and points it right out to him that he was indeed one of these guys. And when Chris tries to deny it, as they say these days, they come up with the receipts. The receipts. Dave has receipts.
Talk that they don't want you to take ivermectin. Ivermectin is the way to go. Take it. Joe Rogan got better from ivermectin. And by the way, I don't like what people did to Joe Rogan about ivermectin. I don't like it.
You did it.
No.
You did it.
Okay,
yes, you did.
Find the clips.
Dude, find the clips. You shamed Joe Rogan.
Find the
clips. You said he's taking horse dewormer. You and Don Lemon were chuckling at each other about it.
No,
I'll go find
first
the
of all,
clip.
you just saw the clips. I'm not chuckling. I'm listening to Don. But
no. The clip I'm talking about wasn't on there, and it's absolutely there. Here, do we have it? Hold on. Let's play the clip.
Injecting drugs for animals and horse.
And people telling them to. Oh, my God. What person? You talk about, cancel culture and who to shame. Ivermectin, a dewormer, really?
They are shaming themselves.
That's what it is.
They're shaming themselves.
So you're taking a dewormer right now.
Chris,
you can't apologize for that. You weren't being clear that it was this, and you know that, dude. You're being so dishonest right now, man.
I'm not being
You were
dishonest.
talking about ivermectin, the drug. You were not talking about this version of ivermectin. Come on, man.
Oh, beautiful. Isn't that fucking beautiful to actually see someone called out? What is wrong with Chris Cuomo that he doesn't know that it's the internet? That everything he's ever said is on there? Especially things he said when he was on CNN? It's all available. Play the clip. Yeah. Did he know that was readily available to find within seconds and pop up to absolutely show what a hypocrite he is? I love that. Dave called him out. Are you going to apologize for that? No, I didn't mean that ivermectin. I meant the real horse dewormer ivermectin. What, that no one was taking? No one was taking horse wormer ivermectin. No one. So just stop. It's like that, what was it, hydrochloroquine? Was that what it was called?
Hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine, right. Like hydroxychloroquine, it's like, that's fish tank cleaner. And it's like, oh, don't take it, it's fish tank cleaner. Meanwhile, people were taking it and it was working, but people said it was fish tank cleaner because there's a version of it in the fish tank cleaner. So they would just say fish tank cleaner. It's like Donald Trump, when Donald Trump said, I see how disinfectants like bleach or, spray on disinfectants, they kill the COVID virus on countertops and other surfaces. Wouldn't it be great if the medical community could come up with something that you could have in your bloodstream that works like a disinfectant and finds the virus and eliminates it? Oh, Trump said drink bleach. It's the same shit. And they're not apologizing for it. They don't want you to acknowledge it. And to see Dave throw it right in his fucking face with video proof of him actually saying it was just golden. Fucking golden. Fuck them all. And by the way, it's not just Chris Cuomo. They all were saying shit like that. They all have clips like that. And as it comes out more and more that ivermectin is good to take when you have COVID, these people don't say anything. Nothing. Goes right by. Call them out for it. What? I don't know. Don't know what you're talking about. Never said such a thing. Beyond Orwellian. Beyond Orwellian. Donald Trump, of course, Thursday, when we last saw each other on Thursday, that was the day Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonious crimes. Bullshit. All bullshit. And, of course, right from that point till this second, there's speculation as to what's next for Donald Trump. What happens? Does this affect his presidential campaign? Are people still supporting him? Can he even be president? Will he go to jail? That's another biggie. Will Donald Trump go to jail? The Democrats just celebrating, hoping this happens. I posted something on Friday. I go, the Democrats celebrating Donald Trump's conviction. It's like people in coach celebrating that first class is crashing. You are involved in this. It's the same fucking vehicle. It's the justice system, and it's fucked. And you have a chance of having to answer to the justice system, a broken justice system. So I wouldn't be celebrating that it's gone so fucking far off the rails and it's so corrupt that someone you don't like is being persecuted, using it as a weapon, not thinking that it could bite you in the ass at some point if it's that easily corruptible. So Donald Trump was asked that question about jail and what his feelings are that, you know, he does realistically face jail time based on these recent convictions.
The judge could decide to say, hey, house arrest or even jail. It could face what that could.
I'm okay with it. I saw one of my lawyers the other day on television saying, oh, no, you don't want to do that to the president. I said, you don't beg for anything. You just, the way it is.
They could.
Don't beg for anything. He's all right with it. He knows if there is a fucking perp walk of Donald Trump in cuffs being brought into jail, I don't know what more they could do to get Donald Trump more votes than if they actually paraded him in an orange jumpsuit going into jail. This is an unbelievable backfire on their part. They say it's not, but it is. And I know, look, a lot of people speculate that it's all part of the plan. It's the Jews. It's this, it's that, it's the Illuminati, globalists, the powers that be, the Masons. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not going to say yes or no to any of those things because I am not in a position where I know. That's one thing I am positive of, is that over the course of the years, I have learned enough to never say that that's impossible or that's not the truth or that's not fake. I just don't know at this point. What I do know is what I see. And all I'm saying to what I see is it does seem Donald Trump is getting very popular with people. I think the tally now, he made $57 million in contributions in the first 24 hours after the conviction. Record breaking. I donated to Trump for the first time in quite some time right after the conviction. I felt compelled to throw, $100. It's not a lot, but a lot is a lot of people throwing $100, which happened. That's absolutely what fucking happened. So he's getting support. Is it going to turn off Trump voters, people that said they would vote for Trump anyway before the convictions? No. I bet you every single one, down to ones, are still voting for Trump, that we're going to vote for him anyway. Democrats, will this change their mind at all? Maybe. Maybe a few Democrats that do not like what's going on with this weaponized Justice Department might say, you know, you pushed me too far. I'm definitely not voting for Biden and this administration that uses the Justice Department as a weapon, so I'll vote for Trump. So I think he might even get a few straggler Democrats out of it. Independents, that's a big thing. I think he garners more independent support, especially when you look at maybe libertarians that look at this as a gross overstep of the federal government. So, yeah, I think this does him well. Something like $200 million since the conviction from those people. And he got financial support. He's got the support of the people, the American people, real Americans that want to make America great again. He's in there. And Donald Trump, you know, just stop. I know he's not a perfect person, that's for sure. And he made a lot of mistakes during his first term, but a lot of those mistakes were based on the fact that he couldn't do anything. He was being held up in courts. The Democrats would hold him up. Oh, but he had the House and the Senate the first 2 years. Yeah, and everything he tried to do went through this Democrat shit courts in these various states, and they stopped him from doing anything. Now, look, the Supreme Court told Biden he can't pay back student loans, and he's doing it anyway. So maybe Trump, if he does win, can take take a hint from the Biden administration and just do it anyway. Build a wall, deport everyone that has come in illegally over the border. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I think, again, the brunt of this is that Trump is garnering a fuckload of support with every turn of these Democrats trying to put him in prison and get him out of the race. And I think Donald Trump isn't just talking there. I think he is prepared to sit in a jail cell. I don't think he'd have to do it for long. I think that lawyers and whatnot could get him out very quickly. But he knows what a great photo op that would be and how great for the campaign this tyrannical, oppressive, communist government jailing the number one opponent for president of the United States. He knows how good of a picture that is. It just shows them for what they are. And I think it does well. So maybe, it's a good optic. Maybe they go that way. I don't know. I'm going to Topgolf. There's a Topgolf in town, and it's a nice day. It's light out still, summer. In Greenville, of course, beautiful Greenville. And I'm going to hit a few. I'm going to hit a few balls. Yeah. That's my early evening. I hope you have something planned for your early evening. Thank you to the YouTube people for freeloading, coming in and hanging on like a parasite, a tick, a leech, a pilot fish under a shark's mouth. If you feel free, you can subscribe. If you feel like not free, you can subscribe to compoundmedia.com. You get 20% off with the promo code compound20. I will be off tomorrow for a travel day, and then I will be in New York with Gavin McInnes live from the Compound Media Studios in New York City Wednesday and Thursday. So until then, you have a great rest of your day, people. And we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Ribs, Churches, douches, spionties, sconties, visconties. Now you can't.